Hello, it's Loop Darks Note again, and this is the last episode of BackBit Impawsible. Our coding adventure is practically over at this point, and, well, what do we got going on this time around? Well, I once again am tweaking the latest color unpacker because I'm never quite satisfied with it, and in doing so, I end up creating a bug that's got me scratching my fur here because things just don't make sense. And, well, looking back, they do make sense from the start. Perhaps you'll be able to figure it out before I do in the episode itself. And, yeah, so once I tackle that and get that bug out of the way, everything else falls into place. It's, well, how do you say it? You just got to do a few more things, which most of them happen off camera, and then that's it. Create the final file that launches when you pick the BBT in the end, and we're done. That's all. And then the next episode is just me playing the video with the audio, front to back, 6 minutes. You won't even see a furry little loop at all. Well, you'll hear from one at the very end, but that's it. Yes. So, well, let's watch.
Well, I took a closer look at my latest, greatest idea, and I don't think it's that good either. So I ended up, well, just changing the values. Instead of 3, 6, 9, 12, I changed it to this. So at three repeated ones, it introduces that flag. At 5, at 7, and at 15, that's the most that you can do. But the thing is, this is the rollout. On the player, I actually have it check for the EO flag first. Of course, you got to, right? Well, yeah, you plot 3, and then it checks, wait a second, do I need to do all of these? And if so, it branches to a different section and piles them all down. Otherwise, it'll take its time and doing each thought in a row. So in some instances, in most of the cases, you're probably going to get 3. So that's the first thing it checks for. If there's just 3, plot them and move on. But if there's 15, like when, the scene changes, that's the second thing it looks for. And then the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, whatever. And I haven't even seen if this works yet. So let's examine it together, because this is the demo of frame 1. So plot. That is 15, right? And this is the next offset. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right? 15, 16, 17. Yep. So that plot points here. And this means plot 15, starting at this very location. So we have, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 8 is 12, 13, 14, 15. So that does seem to work. And then here we have, well, actually, take a look, because this is 8D. And D is the grass. So it maxes out its ability to, flag it as packed. But then we have even more, 11 more. So 1F points here. So what do we got? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It works well, right? And then single. Oh, that's 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And the 27 points here. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen and my phone's probably pointing at the ceiling. But yeah, so the plots these 3. FD, 3 more. Yep. 2C. Plot, and that's 3 of them. Yes. And the last in the page there we go. Yeah, because you need something that flags a compression, just so it can check whether Y jumped over. Because the first thing you do, compare with 240, and that sets the carry. Then it increments Y, and then if carry is set, then it goes back up, and 240 is all the Fs, right? So the only time it checks if Y goes into the negatives is when you do have something that, fails the carry. Pretty smart. At least I think so. It is, well, May 1st, about 5:25 in the afternoon. So I'm gonna get this rolling again, yet another rollout. Why not? You guys don't know what's going on. Like, you're not aware that I'm wasting day after day just being stupid, but I have a fresh BBT waiting to go. Another video rollout that'll take most of the, until bedtime. Maybe I can get the audio going. The audio rollout is only 2 hours. The video takes 8, maybe 10. I don't know. I guess I'll time it this time. All right. Thanks for listening to all that. All right. Well, check it out. This is my newest whatever you saw, what I improved earlier. Finally did the rollout. It only took about 4.5 hours for the video and maybe about 2 hours for the audio. But check this out. That's as far as it gets. Now, I was pulling my hair out. I looked so carefully at my code. I couldn't find anything wrong with it. Yeah, so I'll show you what I've done. Now I made some simple tweaks here. Of course, I'm a big advocate of the color changing at DO, whatever it is. Check it out. So as we start to do the first of 8 half pages, we set it to that. But actually, we set it to white on the way in. But next one here, and we set the color to, cyan. Next one, set it to something else. So every single one of these half pages has a color. So I'm going to get to see if it even makes it in, because when I kill the routine altogether, like by doing the, well, I'll show you. If I put 7015 RTS, the video plays fine. So let's assemble. And where it crashed tells me a lot. I love DO20 border colors rock. Gets as far as the brown, right? Now, I can't even get out of here. But what I can do, here, let me find it. In case we got our program back again. Let's look for, because it screws up on the brown, that would be this one, right? Like this color it doesn't like. So you're not allowed to do that last part. How about that? And we're still going to get all the benefit of the color changes, but it's going to stop before it, gets to the part that it trips on. Check this out. And here we go.
May?
Yes?
You're pretty busy looking this way and that way, kiddo.
We've got to make sure nobody's watching us. We can't be seen together.
Now, when she spots the berries here, we'll take a peek. Look how low the thing goes. It's not terrible. I mean, yeah, it's not doing one of its 8 things, but I think this is actually better suited to the data. Now, why does it screw up on this one? I'm not exactly sure, but a big clue is I think it rolls out the entire rest of the last page of the color RAM. And of course, those bytes are who knows what. I can't remember what I've done with them. I don't think I've cleared them, and I'm not even sure that they're being rolled out or brought in. So I got to take a look. There's a solution to it. I got to find it, and when I do, it'll be fine. But I'm wondering why it's tripping up, and I know it's something to do with the last page. I love having this is, I don't know, I guess I'm rambling, but I'm happy that I figured out why and where, and I just have to figure out how and then fix it. Yeah. All right, this is not going to be as easy as I thought. I tried to force everything on the bottom, on the 8th. Oh, look at this. It goes a little bit and then stops. Why? I wonder, can I go back in? it's different every time. I don't like that. I got a feeling it's my rollout. Possibly. Whatever. I'm not fixing this tonight. Well, it's May 2nd. It is fricking snowing out. I can't believe this country. Anyways, what I've done here, I had an idea. Well, rather brilliant, I suppose. Well, maybe. You see, it's blue, right? I went back into my source here, and for that final, like the 8th half page, I let the code execute, but every STA command has been commented out. So it's doing the logic, but I'm not letting it write anything. And as this is the last page of the color RAM, the last half of the page of the color RAM. So everything, all the writes are STA DB8 something, comma Y. Now, if you're thinking like I am, the only way that this can cause any trouble is if Y, well, not just Y, if the address crosses into the DC hundreds. I was thinking, oh, big deal. The first 16 are the sprite pointers. No, that's D1000. DC00 is super critical. What is that? The CIA chip or whatever it's called. You do not want to be throwing random pokes there. So that's a clue. Now I got to figure out why stuff is getting written there and what's going on. I think I figured it out. Oh man, I am now looking obviously at the monitor here. This, well, DA8 whatever, right? So what's next, right? DB, right? Second, this is half page number 7 of 8. And this is the part where, you know, if it runs into an 8 something, it'll plot it down really fast and then loop back up. And this is 9, that's brown. So we are doing now, well, the last half page. Now in this case, in my source, I changed all the DBs, like it was DB8 something. I changed it to D88 something, thinking that maybe it was going over into the DCs, right? And when it crashed at D8 something, I'm like, why? That does not make sense. So before I went too far, even though I have been, you know, going at this for some time, I thought, hell, just bring in the monitor, find the damn code. Okay, so, well, you already saw it. It changes it to brown, starts it off. This is buffer 1, the very first buffer. So it's still locked up on the very first run. What else we got here? Branch plus, yeah, okay. So anyway, well, let me cut to the end of the drama. What is this, right? So, and then it turns to trash. Big clue? Oh, it happens to be at 8800. That. Let's see if I can find it. Man, I got so much paper here. Yes, it's my fault. Oh, that's glorious. I can fix this. Oh, man. I mean, I can shave some bytes, do something. I'll make it work. I'll make it fit. It'll work. I deleted a few things. Well, only basically one thing. But anyway, I think I made the room. I haven't played it yet. I was going to play it and accidentally assembled it again. I thought, grab the phone. Yeah. Whether or not this plays or not, I really don't know yet. I think it will. I totally think it will. I have the volume turned up, so here we go.
May?
Yes?
You're pretty busy looking this way and that way, kiddo.
We've got to make sure nobody...
That's great. I forgot I have the color changing thing in here. Let's see how low it gets on the berries. Yeah, I'd say that's probably the best so far. This is with the 8 kilohertz audio. Let me turn that back up. Let's listen for a bit.
Don't eat berries, do they?
Sure. Wolves eat berries.
They do?
Yeah, sometimes.
Really?
Really.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
Her voice is annoying, though. I don't really like her. Tell ya, it's the wolf that does it for me. Well, duh, right? Like, look at my avatar. Anyway, I guess I have nothing else to say at the moment. I'm just gonna just play with this some more. It's weird. It's like I'm practically done. It's like just wrap it up and finish. But it's like nope. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. It's like it's. I feel similar to when the Wolves in the BackBit wrapped up. I feel just a little sad. There's something about it. It's like completing a puzzle, like a jigsaw puzzle. You got it all on the table. You put the last piece down, and you're satisfied for a moment, but then you're like, I want my table back. Why did I bother doing this? What a waste of time. Maybe. I don't know. Does that feeling resonate with you guys? Like, do you feel like that? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, I'm not upset that I did this project, but now looking back, it's like, I spent so much time doing it. But look what I've done. Huh. Has it ever been done? I don't know. I guess I'll find out. Somebody will comment, hey, so-and-so did this like in 2006. And I'll be like, oh, crap. Whatever, right? I did the final tweaks to the files, and I've also now linked them with the basic stub that I wrote, and it basically runs the machine language version, right? And yeah. So now I can bring in each of these files. I made 2 separate ones because, I'll show you. You see that I made an 8 kilohertz version and an 11. Now I took the 8 and the 11 kilohertz versions and I went into a hex editor on the PC and I snipped out exactly the code that, the data that I need, and I generated a new BBT. Now I'll show you here. Now, how do we get the stats on this? Nope, we don't want that. One of these tells me about it. There's the size. So it's 273 megabytes, right? Now that's full of a lot of fluff, but the final file is this, 73 megabytes. 73.7 for the 8 kilohertz audio, and the 11 is 77.2. It's a little larger because the audio is bigger, right? And that includes the 15 seconds of silence. I'm going to make sure these 2 work, and then I got to go back and delete all these except for this one, and I'm good. And you will see the final version very soon. Well, maybe not very soon because maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Yeah, it's little tattletale. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, off I go.
And that's it. Our coding adventure is now at an end. Well, I must thank you for, being there with me, for watching as much of it as you have. Perhaps you've seen it all. That would be, wow, that would be dedication, I tell you. Hopefully you've got an appreciation of what the Commodore 64 can do, what the BackBit can help it do, and what one person can squeeze out of the Commodore 64 with a little bit of determination, perseverance, and inspiration. And of course, the great things that others in the past have made possible, such as Mahoney coming up with this digi method and so on. Yes. So, well, what's next? I don't know. There's ideas. Everybody has ideas, but everything costs time, and you only have so much of it. And I realize that. It's like there's not enough time to do all the things you plan to, not enough time to play all the video games you wanted to, read all the books you hoped to. Not me, I don't read much. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it'll be a long time until I post again, if ever. But I'm still proud that I managed to get this one out. And I tried my best to make it an entertaining series for you. So I guess this is goodbye for now. And until next time, I'm Luke Darksnout.